What's the matter with you? She spits out. You're too old to even think about such things. You're showing symptoms of dementia. Try any funny stuff, Buster, and I'll fix you so you won't even be able to change your own diapers. She slams the door and I hear her clumping away down the hall. I don't even wear diapers, and she has hurt my feelings so much for a little innocent flirtation. I feel shaky. Totter back across the room, sink down on my bed. She may think that all I have left between my legs is a skinny straw to piss through. Little does she know my sleep is filled with dreams of Clara. Every morning I wake up with my hands holding a hard-on the size of a beer can. A poor boy. The wall above my headboard is covered with pictures and mementos from my career, but the other wall on the side of my bed is covered with photos of Clara. When I open my eyes, I have 40 Claras to look at. My favorite picture is of her wearing the red two-piece bathing suit with ruffles I bought her when we were vacationing on the French Riviera. She was no longer young, but she still looked like a rose. Every morning I imagine Clara kneeling between my legs in that bathing suit. She has me deep in her throat, her hands cupping my nuts, her head bobbing up and down, up and down. Sometimes I come 4 times in a row. A couple of nights after the Miss Pooty incident, I'm still feeling low. I don't leaf through my old sheet music or practice the scales on my trumpet as I usually do in the evenings. Instead, I shut off the lights, climb into bed, and pull the covers over my head. I imagine Clara lying beside me without a stitch on. All she is wearing is the black leather mask she puts on when she wants me to take her in the ass. There's a loud knock. There's a loud knock. It must be 10 o'clock, time for my nighttime meds. I hope it isn't grouchy Miss Pooty. Come in. I call, "May I switch on the light?" A sweet voice, certainly not Miss Pooty's, asks hesitantly. "Sure," I say. The lights go on, and standing in my doorway is a little woman with a lovely face. She cuts a trim figure in her nurse's uniform. First nurse I've ever seen around here who has a waist. "I'm your new night nurse, Mary," she says. "May I come in?" "Yes, ma'am," I answer, and sit straight up in bed. She smiles at me as she steps into the room. Her grin would melt a snowman's heart. "According to my chart, your tempo, Tony Tempo." Her big eyes take in the pictures, the framed album covers on the wall. Those big eyes grow even wider. You're Tony Tempo, the Tony Tempo," she says, her voice rising, "who played with the Harvest Moon Orchestra and with Bucky Bernstein's big band. You made the record Trumpet Solos for Love. My father had all your records, but he loved that one best. When I was real little, he'd gather me up in his arms and we'd waltz around together. Oh, Mr. Tempo, I can't believe I'm actually meeting you." "Call me Tony." I say. Her glance fell on my walker. Mr. Tony, I see from your chart that you had a stroke. Do you still play the trumpet?" "I do," I told her. "Maybe I'll play a tone for you." "Could you play Begin the Beguine?" she asks. "That's my favorite." That was Clara's favorite too. "No problem. I'd be delighted," I say. "Right now?" she asks hopefully. Then she looks at her watch and frowns. Her lips are so shiny and red, and she isn't even wearing any lipstick. "Oh, I forgot," she says. "Head nurse told me you are not supposed to play music after 10 o'clock. Some of the other residents are sleeping by then." The stiffy between my legs is perking up. I puddle the blanket over my legs so she won't see. "Don't worry," I tell her. "I hope to perform for you soon." "I look forward to that," she says, as she hands me my pills. "When are you coming back?" I ask her before she leaves. "Tomorrow night." And then, to my amazement, she blows me a kiss. Well, will beautiful, lovely Mary return? Will Tony? begin the begin. Will he perform more for her? To find out, get the wonderful book, Tasting Him.